Hello and welcome to Crisil's podcast on steelmakers' progress on carbon emission. The domestic primary steelmakers are on track to achieve their carbon emission targets of less than 2 tons of carbon dioxide per ton of crude steel, which is around the current global average. This by 2030. This has benefits to them. It will help them broaden their fundraising avenues and improve export competitiveness, which is a positive for credit quality. That said, a complete transition to low carbon steel, also known as green steel, remains a challenge. Achieving the 2030 target will require players to step up the annual reduction rate to around 2.3% from a present 1.4%, which is a 15-year CAGR. This is possible by raising the share of renewable energy and scrap-based electric arc furnace capacity and adopting carbon capture technologies. The government support is available through measures such as the Steel Scrap Recycling Policy of 2019, National Green Hydrogen Mission, and setting up of task forces to focus on improving green steel production. In fact, the emission reduction rate accelerated to around 2.2% in fiscal 2023. In contrast, the global carbon emissions increased from 1.8 in 2007 to 1.91 in 2022. The narrowing gap in carbon emissions vis-à-vis global players will help Indian steelmakers retain their competitiveness even with a potential carbon tax of around €100 per ton of emission under the CBAM in the European Union. And the reduced emissions will also strengthen their ESG profiles, which will improve access to additional funding avenues such as sustainable finance. However, a complete transition to green steel will remain a challenge, as this requires successful adoption of new and expensive technologies such as hybrid/electrolysis, sustainable use of alternative clean fuels such as green hydrogen, and large-scale implementation of carbon capture utilization and storage, among other changes. Then there are non-economic challenges such as availability of scrap and high-quality iron ore, steady round-the-clock renewable power, and market acceptance of green steel at higher prices. Thus, timely progress in achieving emission targets, breakthrough in technology, and the pace of adoption and ability to pass on the rising cost will be crucial. With this, we come to an end to the podcast. Thank you for listening in and stay safe.